Hey y'all, it's Shonda. Today we're going to make over this dollar store sign. So I'm just going to take it apart and give it a good sand, and then I'm going to paint it with white chalk paint. Now it did take 3 coats of the chalk paint. I would paint, dry it, paint another layer, dry it, and I would also sand in between just to kind of give it a better surface to paint on. And then I took a little scraper and got it out of the middle because that is actually an indentation in the wood. So I didn't really want any paint in there. And it still shows some paint, but I actually take another little knife and get it out really good. So, and again, I'm just going to sand it down. I am going to chalk on this with one of our transfers. So I did want to, get the surface pretty good, pretty flat. So this was my last coat that I did. Pretty simple. And then I dried it very well. And then I did sand this last time pretty good on the edges too, because I wanted that distressed look. So I actually took the sanding block and really sanded those edges pretty good. And sanded the whole thing again just to give it flat surface. And that's what I'm doing. I'm actually sanding it there. I had my camera set up wonky today. I don't know what I was doing, but it is what it is. Couldn't really see everything, and I apologize for that. But here we go. So this is what we're going to be using. I decided not to cut my transfer and just score it so I could keep it all on one edge. And I'm just going to take some of our surface wax and wax on a good amount, and then just buff it off. That just protects it. So now I'm going to fuzz our transfers. That is a new transfer. So y'all, love this transfer. It says every day is a fresh start, and that is just so true. We're told that God says that every morning is full of joy, is a brand new day with joy. So I think it's joy comes in the morning. Anyway, so I actually had to do 2 different processes, so it's kind of neat. You guys will be able to see it. I had to lay it down, and I chalked on it, and then pulled it up and dried it because that line was in the middle, and I didn't want to chalk in that line. So I just used black on the words, and I used pomegranate on those little flowers, and then I'm just using, oh my goodness, I just had a blank. Anyway, one of our green paste for the small little leaf. Now I'm actually going to be using some silk flowers for the bigger areas to give it some dimension. So this is where I'm laying it back down again underneath that line and chalking the black again on the words. And I'm just going to take off the excess like always, put the remainder in my container, pull it up, dry it good. Now that dryer is in our shop, and it is not so hot like my other one I use, so it's much better, and it still will, I'm sure, melt the transfer if too close, so just be careful. And I'm just doing the same thing here, pulling it up, and there we go. So I'm going to dry it really good, and again, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm cutting the silk flowers off of the stems, and I'm cutting the leaves off as well because I just want to use all that to kind of give that 3D effect. So I'm just playing around where I want the placement to be, and I'm just going to glue them on. Now you're going to see I had a little, snafu. My glue gun was not heated up, so I decided to go ahead and cut my ribbon. And unfortunately, again, you couldn't see all the color ribbon, but you will in a moment. And I did use that little piece of ribbon that came on the sign. So I'm going to glue down my leaves and glue down my flowers. Now, because I cut off the flowers on the back, it kind of let them fall apart some. So I had to be kind of careful, and I had to use some extra glue on it. But it's really the only way to get them to lay flat. So I decided just to use the cream colored on the top. And then I'm going to use the cream and peachy color on the bottom. I just like this. I think it just gives it, again, a 3D effect. It pops out at you. And I love flowers. Love them. So here's where you can see it was falling apart. So I had to glue every part of it. that's okay, because guess what? It's not going anywhere now. So I'm just going to make a simple bow. I cut out 4 pieces of ribbon, 2 of the flower and 2 of the peachy colored sheer ribbon. And then again, I used that ribbon that came on the project to begin with, or on the sign, to tie it in the middle. And I'm just working it apart, working it. Any crafter knows you could work it for hours. So I'm just going to glue it to the top, work it out, and this is it, y'all. I love this project. I think it's beautiful. Y'all have a great day. And remember, every day is a fresh new start. Bye-bye.